Good morning, everyone. How are we doing? Welcome to 3 reasons why you turn to your breath to support you. So I'm going to talk about that this morning. So while we're getting ready for people to join, I'm going to just give you 3 examples where I turn to the breath. Okay, so the first reason is, I'm just going to check that I'm in the right place before I get started. But the first place I start is when I feel anxious. Oh, when I feel anxious. Okay, that's the first place. Hi, Susan. How are you doing? So do you ever find that if you're worked up, you're caught in your breath? Okay, so if there's something on your mind or you've had a stressful day, you're caught in your mind. And the best way to come out of your mind is to focus on the breath. So yesterday I caught myself needing to breathe out a lot. Okay, so even my partner said to me, God, that was an awful sigh. And he was right. I was unconsciously needing to exhale. And I became aware when he brought my attention to it, I realized, yes, I am stressed. I need to change that. Okay. So what I did was took a deep breath down into my solar plexus. Right. So when I say my solar plexus, down into my diaphragm. So proper breath, taking a proper breath means you inhale through your mouth and you push your stomach out. Okay. So when you breathe in, it's like a balloon. Visualize a balloon expanding. Okay. And when you breathe out, that balloon gets small. Okay. So the air goes out. Good morning, ladies. How are we doing? Thank you for joining me. Okay. So, and straight away, I took a deep breath in through the nose because I was caught here in my chest. My breath was here instead of breathing deeply. Expanded my diaphragm and released it. And as you breathe out, your diaphragm goes back in. Okay. So think about ebbing and flowing of water. So when you breathe in, the water's going out. And when you breathe out, the water's going in. So ebbing and flowing. Okay. And if you do that a couple of times, you'll find yourself resetting. It's really good for the nervous system. And it activates. So basically that breath and that anxiety that's caught in your chest, that's your body's way of going, hello, I'm stressed. I need your attention. And a lot of the time we don't listen to it. We're unconsciously breathing and we're not breathing in the way that our body needs us to. So when you become aware of how you're breathing and you start to take deep breaths, then your nervous system starts to calm down. And you all know that I complement that. I add in EFT because EFT calms the nervous system even further. So you turn to your breath, you take your deep breath in and out. The water's ebbing and flowing. And then you add in some EFT. So you just tap around the points. And what that does is it calms the nervous system right down. So it's like a double whammy. Okay. The second reason I turn to my breath is when I'm out walking and I am taking on a hill. Okay. And I noticed this during I did a Wim Hof workshop when I was on holidays. I spent a full day with Wim inside in Zoom. He's amazing. He's fantastic. If you ever get an opportunity to do a workshop with him, I'd highly recommend him. And he brought my attention to this. So when we take on a challenge, for me, it's walking up a hill, right? That's what I'm going to come up with now. Walking up a hill, right? Instead of focusing on, oh my God, this hill is so hard, pains in my legs, I'm getting out of breath. When you turn to the breath, and like that, you focus on the ebb and flow of the water. So breathing in and out as you're walking. Okay, now it's hard to breathe in through your nose when you're walking. So I was using my mouth, breathing in and out through my mouth, extending my diaphragm, and then breathing out. And by the time I got to the hill, I had completely forgotten about how much of a challenge it was. I actually felt myself getting stronger and I wasn't out of breath when I got to the top. And that's a technique that I have used now in preparing for the Camino. Okay, so I'm walking the Camino in April 23. And when I go out and do my 5K walks, I take on hills because I want to challenge myself. And I'm not afraid of those anymore because I turn to the breath. So instead of thinking, oh my God, I don't want to climb this hill, because in the forest that I walk, there's a really, really steep hill. And the easy thing is to go, no, I'll go around it. I'll take the easy route. Whereas now I enjoy it because I turn to my breath. Okay, so it has made it a far nicer experience, because when you focus on your breath, then you're distracting the mind, and it takes your mind to a completely different place of this feels good instead of this feels terrible and I don't want to do it. So you move out of resistance and you move into, I'm enjoying this. You totally reframe it. Okay. And again, you can add in EFT and complement that. So when I'm walking up a hill, instead of tapping around the points, because I'm usually, focusing on the breath, I tap on my finger points. Okay. So we have acupressure points on all our fingers, right? On the nail beds, on each side of the nail bed. Okay. So when you're walking, just do this. So when I'm walking up that hill, I'm deep breathing and I'm tapping. And my mind is so distracted, it hasn't got time to think about the pain of walking up the hill. So it's really, really good. Okay. And then the third thing is cold water. So for any of you that have been following me for a while, I love my sea swims and my lake dips. And the sea is very cold in comparison to the lake. Okay. And typically I go for lake dips, but any opportunity I get, I'll go for a sea dip. Big difference in the temperature. And again, this is something I learned from Wim Hof, and that was to do Wim Hof breathing before you go in. So breathing fully in and fully out. Okay. And that's not, so when you're breathing out, you're just relaxing the breath. You're not going, you're taking a deep breath in, filling up your lungs, pushing out that diaphragm, and then you're just releasing it. But you're not pushing it out, because that can lead to you getting dizzy. So breathing fully in, breathing out about 10 times before you go into that water, and you will just take on that water. Like I went for a swim in the lake, or a dip in the lake last week with a couple of the girls, and they were screaming and they were like, it's cold or whatever. And there wasn't a peep out of me because I had done my breathing before I got in. And I was like, it's fine. So what it does is it increases your pH levels, which enables you to tolerate the cold of the water. So, and now I do my 10 seconds in the shower. I do my breathing just before I turn the shower to cold. And I actually enjoy the cold water instead of because I've relaxed the nervous system. Okay, so there's 3 examples of how you can use your breath to calm your nervous system and to take your mind and your body to a completely different place. Okay, and then I obviously add in EFT. Okay, because EFT is my modality and I absolutely love EFT. EFT, complemented by the breath, calms the nervous system right down. EFT allows you to gain new perspective on something, because when we are doing something that's challenging, our brain's job is to protect us. So it tries to talk you out of it because it's not sure of the outcome. However, when you use the breath to calm, complemented by the tapping, the EFT, tapping on the acupressure points around the body, then what that does is it calms the stress response. Okay, so EFT is a psychosensory therapy, so touch therapy, and that it reassures your body that you're okay. Okay, so then it calms that stress response and it allows you to step forward. Okay, so really, really good techniques. So there are my 3 tips, complemented by EFT. So with that said, I am going to pull I've pulled some affirmation cards for us. So I'm going to grab those affirmation cards now. I'm just going to check that I'm in the right place before I do that. I can't see the comments, so I want to check and see. Okay. Okay, so Okay, cool. So the cards I pulled this morning. So let me know if you're going to try the breath the next time you find yourself getting anxious, the next time you're out walking and you're taking on a hill and you're not happy with it and you're like, oh, I don't want to do that hill. Try the breath. And the next time you're brave enough to turn that shower from warm to cold, do your breathing and see if it makes a difference. Okay, now it takes a bit of practice. And if you find yourself getting dizzy, stop, you're doing it wrong. So it's exercising that breathing muscle to get it right. Okay, so try it and see. We have a challenge running in the group at the minute. There's a post at the pin to the top, and cold water therapy is in that. So why not try that? Why not introduce that into your day and notice how it calms your anxiety if you're somebody that feels anxious or stressed? Okay, so let's go to the affirmation cards. So I have pulled 4 cards today. And the first one says, I commit to being more present in my life. Okay. And the breath allows you to become more present in your life. When you focus on your breath, it's amazing how you become more present. Katrina is definitely trying the breathing techniques this afternoon, training for a very long distance walk starting next week. Perfect opportunity, Katrina. Perfect opportunity. Try it. Let me know how I can't wait to hear how you get on. So let me know how you get on. It'd be really interesting. I bet you'd be able to go to a whole other level with it. Good stuff. Okay. So on the back of this card, it says, if something seems to be missing in your life, maybe what's missing is you. Ooh, complete this sentence. One way I can be more present in my life is... Okay. So ask yourself, what's one way I can be more present in my life? If you're a journaler, take out your journal and use that as a journal prompt. That's a great journal prompt. One way I can be more present in my life is ... Okay, so that's good. Really, really like that. If something seems to be missing in your life, maybe what's missing is you. Very powerful. Okay, so think about that today. Okay, and then the second one says, the past is over. Okay. This is a new day, one that I have never lived before. I stay in the now and enjoy each and every moment. Okay. So that's really good. And there's a sundial there. That's for a reason. Okay. Because the earth moves around. The sundial moves around. Doesn't stay stuck. It's always moving. It's always changing. Okay. And it's in the present. It's in the present moment. So that's really good. The past is over. Today's a brand new day. So if there was something that's been keeping you stuck up to this moment, just acknowledge that that's the past. That was then, this is now. Okay. Today is a new day. It's never been touched. It's a new opportunity for you to develop and grow. So if there's something you want to bring into your life, bring it in. Today is the day to do it. Okay. There's your message. There's your sign. Okay. And then I have pulled a card from the 4 agreements, which I always do, and I've pulled another one from the 5th agreement. And the 5th agreement represents questioning everything. Okay. So the 4th agreement card says, don't take anything personally. See other people as they are. Okay. So take off those rose tinted glasses. See, she's taken off her rose tinted glasses. Just put them over her head. See people as they are. That might be difficult. That's not an easy thing to do. Okay. We might not want to see people as they are, particularly if they are people that are important to us and are in our circle. But sometimes we have to take off the rose tinted glasses and see them for who they really are. Okay. And that could be a negative, it could be a positive. It totally depends on where they are and what they mean to you in your life. Okay. So on the back of it, it says, when you see other people as they are, without taking it personally, you can never be hurt by what they say or do. Even if others lie to you, it's okay. They are lying to you because they are afraid you will discover that they are not perfect. Okay, so how many times have you found yourself in that situation where somebody hasn't been fully honest with you? That's not about you, that's about them. It's about their stuff. But we take stuff personally. We get hurt over people lying to us because we take it personally. We think it's about us, and it's not. It's about them and their stuff. And that might be a very hard mindset shift to make. It took me years to understand it. And I still struggle depending on who the person is. It's something that we have to actively work at. But with awareness comes empowerment. So when you're aware and when you acknowledge that, you know what, if somebody's dishonest with me, that's not about me, that's about them, then it moves you to a completely different place. Okay. And it allows you to see them without the rose-tinted glasses. So you see them for who they really are. And that might not be a bad thing. That could be a good thing. Okay. So just it's new perspective. Okay. So that's interesting. So what do you need to take from that today? Who do you need to take off the rose-tinted glasses with so that you can see them for who they really are? Okay. And then the final one. So this is from the fifth agreement. And this is question everything. Okay. This is what this deck is about. So it was added in and it says, I don't believe my own story. Okay. So you can see there's two different versions. There's a stethoscope on this side. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. A stethoscope on this side. And it's completely different. So there's two different people. Okay, so there's a story we're told and there's a story that we are. On the back of it, it says, not believing myself is a huge advantage because most of what I learned is not the truth. I use the power of doubt to challenge every message that I deliver to myself. So how many times do we tell ourselves stories? Okay, stories of who we think we are, stories of who we think we're not. Okay, we learn, we inherit, we learn behaviors, we learn stories from the minute we come out of, from the minute the seed is planted, from the minute we are planted in that womb. We're taking in information, we're absorbing information. Okay, and by questioning everything, then you become your true authentic self. Okay, so if you were to listen to, so for example, it would be like receiving a message from a third party instead of receiving the message from the person directly. Think about it that way. The message I'm receiving is a third party message. How can I question this so that I receive the message directly? Okay, and that can be from your own mind, because our mind is a powerful tool. It's a powerful thing. It creates stories to help us soothe and to help us relax, because its job is to protect us, not to make us happy. Okay, so really, really like that card. Okay, so commit to being more present in your life and ask yourself, what's one way I can be more present in my life? I'm going to use that for tapping. Okay, the past is over. Today's a brand new day, never been touched, a brand new opportunity. Don't take anything personal. Take off those rose-tinted glasses and see people for who they really are. Okay, doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. That can be a good thing. And then you don't take things personally. And then I don't believe my own story. So don't believe your own story. Question it. Is this the truth? Is this who I really am? If you're full of imposter syndrome, am I really an imposter? Where's the proof? On a scale of 1 to 10, how true is that I'm an imposter? 1 being not true, 10 being 100% true. Where are you on that scale? Question it, ask it. Okay, so let's get tapping. Okay, so if you've never tapped with me before, let me know if you resonate with these cards as well. So come into the chat and let me know if you resonate, if there's any card in particular that resonates with you the most, that you feel you needed to hear today. And then we are going to start tapping. So you've never tapped with me before. I introduce people to EFT. EFT, or tapping, it stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. It's otherwise known as tapping. Okay. And what that does is when we tap on acupressure points around the body, what that does is it calms the stress response. So there might be a card that you resonated with today that made you feel a little bit of discomfort. If you're going to, we'll tap with that now, and that'll reduce that discomfort. So any stress response that you get, and we get so many stress responses throughout the day, unconsciously, if you tap, it calms that. So you can tap for 5 minutes and it's so effective. It can be part of your self-care routine. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start in the karate chop and we're going to do a setup statement. So a setup statement simply means the truth of what's going on right now. Okay, so in EFT, we deal with what's presenting right there, okay, in the moment. So right here, right now. Okay, so even though these cards have brought up some thoughts and feelings today, I acknowledge that there might be a little bit of discomfort in one of the messages for me today. And I'm just going to send myself some love. Okay, so it's not about beating yourself up, it's about being kind and gaining new perspective on your thoughts and your feelings. Okay, not being stuck or controlled by them. So even though the messages in these cards have raised something for me today, something that maybe I need to look at. Right here, right now, I acknowledge that that feels a little bit uncomfortable. So I'm just going to send myself some love. And then one more time in the karate chop, even though there's a message in these cards for me today, I need to look at something, a particular thing in my life. Right here, right now, I acknowledge that that feels a little bit uncomfortable, and I'm just going to be open to looking at it and send myself some love. So I'm going to move to the eyebrows. Okay, so just acknowledging and tapping and breathing. So again, we're going to bring in the breath here. So taking a deep breath in and breathe out. Just acknowledging the side of the eye, any thoughts or feelings that come up as we tap. You might be presented with a memory. You might be going, where did that come from? Under the eye. Because when we tap into the subconscious consciously, okay? Stuff that's programmed in there, sitting in there. And sometimes it can be toxic under the nose. And sometimes it can just be thoughts or feelings that are in there and we're just not aware of. And they're not necessarily causing any trouble, but they might keep us from doing something in some way. And it's just about releasing them. So under the mouth. So a memory might have come up or a thought. You might be thinking, what's that about? Just trust, breathe through it. Just trust that it's coming up for a reason. It's presenting for a reason. Okay, so we talk about triggers in EFT. Moving to the collarbones. And a trigger is an opportunity to learn and grow from a negative experience. Okay, under the arm. But your brain will never allow something come up unless you are ready to deal with it. A trigger usually brings something up that's ready to be let go. Okay, so top of the head. And just noticing. And you might be feeling absolutely nothing. You might be just enjoying tapping. It might just feel nice, very calming. It is very calming. Back to the eyebrows. Do one more round of tap and breathe. And just acknowledging how you're feeling today. Maybe you're simply here to just check in with yourself and acknowledge how you're feeling today. And if you're feeling good, great. Lean into that feeling under the eye. And if you're not feeling so good, that's okay. Use the tapping to dissolve those feelings and to help you relax. All your body wants is for you to acknowledge under the nose how you're feeling. And the minute you acknowledge how you're feeling, it will instantly start to relax. It can't help it. It's like when you say something to somebody and they don't hear you, then you get frustrated. Your body's the same. But if you say something to somebody and they hear you and they acknowledge you, then you feel validated and you feel good. Your body is exactly the same. It communicates through stress, through pain, under the arm, through emotions. We try and push them away instead of acknowledging them. And notice you always feel good after a cry. Mightn't feel good at the time, but afterwards you'll always feel relieved, or you'll always feel good because your body has had a natural release. And that's good. Okay, so gently stop tapping. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. And just allow your body, allow the tapping to dissolve, reduce, and release anything that doesn't serve you. And you don't need to necessarily understand what it is. You might just feel calm. And how lovely is that? To feel calm, to have a little self-care tool that helps you feel a little bit better as you go through your day. Okay, so come in and let me know if you enjoyed that. If I can see there's loads of hearts going. Thank you, guys. Okay, so was there any card in particular that resonated with you? I would love to know. Sorry, my emojis are coming out angry. Instead of hearts. Carrie, say you're funny. I didn't see any angry ones, so you're all right. Didn't come up yet. That's okay. Okay, so let me know. Come into the chat and let me know. And even if you want to come in and comment, and so it is, that's setting your intention to feel good and to just relax. Really enjoyed it, Yvonne. Good stuff, Susan. Good, good, good. Okay. Oh, thank God. No, the angry emojis didn't come up. It's hilarious. Okay, guys, I gotta go. So have a lovely day. If you're taking part in the September challenge, then let us know. Miss the cards, but love the tapping. That's okay, Jenny. You can go back and watch it if you get a chance. Lovely messages in the card. So, yeah, so if you're taking part in the September challenge, let us know. There's a post goes out every evening at 8 o'clock, just to remind you. I've been doing the cold water therapy, and it's amazing. I did the 10 seconds in the shower this morning, and it's just it's a complete reset. Completely changes your mood. So it's great. Katrina, I like the first one. I need to stop worrying about the future. Yes. What a gift to give yourself, Katrina, about just staying in the present, staying in the now. Okay, so that's a great journal prompt for you today, maybe. Yeah, because I know you're a journaler. Okay, good stuff. Anybody wants to join me in my morning circle, you are more than welcome. Monday to Thursday, we do lovely meditations, we do some journaling, we do some tapping. And like that, we reset our nervous system every morning to just have a lovely day. Okay, and anything that's bothering us when we wake up, we clear it, we cleanse it, and we get on with our day. It's a beautiful self-care tool. So there's a link in the post with more information about the morning circle. Check it out. If it's for you, come and join us. We'd love to have you. Okay, so have a fantastic day, everybody, and I will see you all again next week. Bye for now.